All right, folks. Cat's being kind of playful and nosy right now. Anyway, this is pretty much my office. I'm trying to organize things. I really, my LED lights came in. So there's a ton I need to get done. Obviously, with the camera I have, which I really love this camera, the light in it itself is not bright enough. Plus, you know how I had things set up in my living room, which is always going off the laptop and all of that other stuff. And just had my huge freaking 122-inch projector behind me. But now that I don't have, as I said in one of the previous videos, I don't have anybody living with me as far as in this room anymore. I'm like, well, I guess I'll just make it into my full-time office. I am an ordained minister, plus I own a karaoke DJ business, plus it's entertainment, so it's many different things. Plan on getting back into photography and everything else. Just got a ton of crap going on, getting ready to, probably in the next couple of weeks, I've had multiple knee surgeries, but it's going to be my first knee replacement. I was really, really, really worried, but close friends who have had like their son or other peeps who have gone through it, they explained, especially with the new stuff, the new knees that last like 20, 25 years, it made me feel so much better. So, as I said, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. I do have hold on. Make sure I move everything out of the way. And really bright light. Turn that off. But still, see, that's overhead. Bright ass LED light that I put in, because this is an old house, which I love. It's brick, built in the 70s. So basically, I guess a lot of the rooms at the time, with the way they built stuff, didn't have like overhead like lights. So you had to like put your own lights in and everything. Well, so I did. The sucker's bright as hell. Good Lord, cat. Come on, wake up. My co-pilot. Baby Yoda's my co-pilot. So Grogu will sit back there and do stuff all its own. That was a gift from a good friend. So love it. Actually, a lot of this stuff. Here's my older camera, which, as I said, I'm going to get back into photography. So there's that. My BB-8. It's so weird. It's almost like those two talk to each other. It's freaking weird. Huge Godzilla fan. A lot of my Godzilla stuff behind me. The room is a mess because still moving stuff around, just getting so much done. My carpet cleaner. I mean, so it's a ton of crap that's going on in here. Some of my swords. Yeah, this will be my sewing machine. This is my office / project room and everything. So it's got a lot that's going to be going on here, but it's a dedicated office space. So great. Shoot. Let's see. Move stuff around. So yeah, I'm going to end up taking that other door down. My friend's daughters broke the other door like years ago. It's in the garage. I could actually put it back up, but and repair it, but I don't really feel like it. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it down and put up. I don't even know, something that would cover that entire space, but it'll be some kind of a curtain, either Godzilla, whatever, along those lines. But can't wait to put up, the LED stuff. This was a gift. Love this thing because I do play Monster Hunter. Haven't played in, console. I do console and I do PC. You see PS3, PS4. I haven't played PlayStation in freaking long ass time. It's mainly been PC and Xbox. So my Xbox X that I have, I'm not one of those people that got to get the latest shit. I'm old school. As long as it works and it does what it's supposed to do, if I have to upgrade it, then I'll upgrade it. Other than that, I don't like upgrading shit. I need to figure out where I'm really going to place this camera because I plan on, let me make sure I adjust things here. I plan on how I had it set in there. Well, the way everything is, this is not set in stone because just right now it's just organizing a ton of freaking crap. Jeez. Because I do Ren fairs, cosplay stuff, a lot of stuff. So basically a lot of we just got back from Sherwood Forest up there outside of Austin. I think it's McCabe, Texas. Beautiful place, incredible place. I think our crew is trying to become part of the cast there. We have been part of the cast and are part of the cast in Santa Fe. We've helped out with when I've been at Phoenix. I've been part of the cast when I've been to Phoenix. I met the owner of the Castle of Muskogee and have been part of the cast. My brother is part of the cast up there. So yeah, we help out with a lot of the Ren fairs. One of our brothers is part of Six Guns and Shade Ladies. He's part of the Tombstone cast. So we do a lot of stuff and we're planning on expanding even more, especially they're like, when I went with them to this one, they were like, yo, dude, it's about time. Cause I've been going through a ton of damn surgeries and I still got more to go, obviously. So they were like, man, it's about time, that, you're actually really getting more dedicated with the group. So they're trying to get me my authentic, like real Six Guns, to go with, to be part of, the Western stuff and reenactment. Cutlass, which I still need to pay him for, but it's real. That's back there. I've got my saber, I've got my rapier, and now have the cutlass, which I really love. Part of, that's right, it's still piece tied. Shoot. Because you have to freaking piece tie it when you go to these events. They don't want anybody getting stabby, which is funny because we're all still armed anyway. It's ridiculous. But, yeah. All real. This is no joke. We don't do it just as costumes or foam, which, not knocking any of that stuff, obviously, because a lot of it, especially Kamui Cosplay, love her. The girl is beyond incredible. As far as how she can make armor and, just make it look real, especially her Monster Hunter shit is incredible. But we had a long meeting the weekend after we got back, and it was one of those, we're going all out. Like everything is going to be like one of the other brothers, his pirate pistol flintlock is real. It's a real flintlock. But they're expensive. We're talking more than $1,000. I don't want to be like them, so I actually want to go kind of with a blunderbuss. So we've already talked about that, but that's going to cost, I think, about $1,500 or more than $2,000 maybe. So everything that we're buying, everything that we're putting together, everything that we're doing is real. It's the real shit. As authentic as possible, you know, which is the guys are like, this is going to be expensive, right? And like, yep, I already know. I already know it's going to be really expensive. But it's one of those, it's like, what you're only going to need like 4, maybe 6 outfits, but the detail stuff, like I want to do my Middle Eastern Saracen. That alone, the outfit itself is not going to be that expensive because the guys I am way out of practice with my sewing, but the guys, they are like this leather, the strap to hold. One of the boys made this. He's freaking incredible. So these guys, I mean, the whole group is the kind of level I want to be in as far as crafting. But I told them, I said, look, y'all need to understand, I also do cosplay. So I plan on, I want to learn everything that they want to teach me as far as the real stuff and the garb and everything else. But as far as I still want to do cosplay, I love doing cosplay. I've been gaming since I was 13, so 1983. So I love that kind of stuff. I got into LARPing, many years ago. I use it for exercise. I love the fighting for the exercise. A lot of my friends do SEA and shit, which is basically a lot more real. But I'm like, I don't think that the military would be too happy about, me getting into that aspect of things because, with all the surgeries and everything else. But I still do my archery. I still shoot. Went to one of our gun events for our Second Amendment, but I completely didn't even think about it. And we didn't bring any extra ammo to actually shoot. But then one of my boys who deals in guns, as I said, competition shooting, but he also collects and sells. Explained to me that once your weapon is zeroed, he goes, going to a range after that is useless. He goes, now if you're doing prone, down on one knee, like you fell over, and I was like, and I was like, I don't think even the Fort Bliss gun rod and gun club allows you to do maneuvers like that. So I was like, where would we be able to set up the targets and be able to practice as, real life tactics, which, I've been in the martial arts since I was 5. So being in weapons and everything else, everything that we did was that way, was built, but, as far as you using it in the real world. So just, I when he explained it to me yesterday, I got it. It was one of those, yep, I understand what you're saying. Once your weapon is zeroed, you already know how to shoot. You grew up shooting, plus you're, a vet. He was like, once it's zeroed, that's just a waste of ammo. And I was like, yeah, okay, I understand. He goes, but everything else that you got to practice, as though you fell over and you got to shoot, dropping down to a knee. You got to, and as I said, I'm like, where in the hell can we actually practice that? So I guess we got to set up and figure out about talking about that. But as I said, everything that we got going on, I'm going to end up replacing all my wall hangers. Like here's one of my Tai Chi swords that is basically a wall hanger. So I'm going to end up replacing it. It's a beautiful blade. It's a beautiful, but it's just a wall hanger. So, and that's one of the weapons I was trained on when I was younger. So, because he was like, why do you even like that blade? It's like, because that's one of the weapons I was trained with. I loved more Kung Fu and Shaolin style. I got more into Taekwondo when I got into my later teen years because one of my friends who I grew up with, all of us were into martial arts. All of us were. But everybody took different shit. Taekwondo, Shaolin, Shotokan, Aikido, Jiu-Jitsu. Everybody was taking a different martial art. And then during the weekends, we'd get together and would basically spar with each other of the stuff that we learned that week. So that way we were doing MMA before MMA was MMA. We weren't just, oh, okay, well, we're only going to fight Kung Fu. Oh, we're only going to fight Taekwondo. No, we were actually like getting together because our instructors even said, it's like, the person that you fight out there may know just boxing or wrestling or, so they encouraged us to do that, to practice with other styles. And me and the guys just happened to do that. So, same with weapons. We were practicing weapons and, doing our archery and throwing knives and shurikens. And so we still carry that tradition. We still get together and shoot. We still get together and practice sword play. We just now added, I haven't been able to use my bows in kind of a while because which one of them I'm going to give away. Because I don't really need it. I don't really need my compound bow. So I'm just going to keep my composite and I'll probably get another longbow later because one of the boys just got a new longbow. Really beautiful bone inlay. Oh my God, it's beautiful. I love my new drinking horn, although I don't drink alcohol, but it's beautiful. Beautiful, real bull horn. And I think the guys are going to end up making like a kind of a, this is more traditional with the leather, and everything, but I kind of want something a little bit more fancy to hold it. But constantly updating, even the guys who they've got me beat by years of chainmail, like, these guys, they go like, they've got me beat by years. Even they're still updating their shit, like the reason why I have the Cutlass right now is because they just bought a new one, one that was even better, quality. So I don't mind getting a hand-me-down. I still got to pay for it, but I don't mind getting a hand-me-down because it is real. But it's hilarious. They were telling me on the trip about how they literally outdo each other. Like they'll show up at the fair and stuff, and they've already got their shit done. And as a matter of fact, no, they were outdoing each other beforehand because it was like, oh yeah, well I knew what he was wearing, so I went ahead and I did something completely different, and I thought I was gonna have him beat, but then all of a sudden when we met up, it was like, God damn it, he added like another detail. So these guys, oh my God. They were telling me like one particular story where I can't remember where they were, Santa Fe or TRS, TRF, the Texas Renaissance Fair. One of those where they were, and like one went and spent like $200 and got like some other like detail thing to go with their garb. And then, so it was like, so then the other one saw like what he did and was like, motherfucker. So he went and spent like $300 and updated his shit. And it was like, damn, dude, and it's like, man, I'm telling you, you're probably going to get like that hardcore into it too. And I am that way. I'm one of those people that the base will pretty much always be the same. However, as traditional, of course, as possible, it'll always be the same. However, the detail stuff, like, my, like for my pirate outfit, I've got my saber down there, which is, pirate saber. And then, of course, the Cutlass. So I obviously I'm going to update those. Then there's for the Saracen outfit, I've already got the helm that I want to do. Let me see if I can actually pull it up because I'm pretty sure people have seen the picture in other places. See if that'll show. Focus. There we go. But in my cart, I think it's it's one, I can't remember, medieval something, blah blah blah. Oh, come on, focus, you little shit. I think it's more or less trying to focus on me. Yep, there it is. The helm I've already got in my cart. The scimitar I've already got in my cart. The jambia, which is on his hip, that I used to have one that's on his waist, the jambia. All the other plates, you know, for the wrist guards, the shin guards, the knees, everything, all that stuff. The guys were like, you know, we can either commission something from one of the other guys, or we could do it out of the, oh my God, I can't think of the name right now, but the foam, and make it look like metal. In the meantime, so, which I think Kamawi Cosplay has a lot of instruction about how to do that. But eventually, obviously, I want to replace all of that. The shield. I've got shields, actually. Not real ones. They're more or less for the LARPing stuff. But I can actually still, but the bases are there. So I could actually do, yeah, it's just a ton of shit that's going to be going on. But as I said, this is my office. It will be my office. I don't really plan on anybody else moving in unless an emergency happens, you know, like family or friend that an emergency comes up. But yeah, it's, oh, steampunk. That's right. We do steampunk. So it's going to be at least 6 outfits that I'm going to end up making or purchasing, buying, all that, and then doing all the detail stuff from there to make it my own. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying not to be lazy. It's been a long day. It's going to be a longer, you know, coming up before this surgery. So I got a ton of just shit that's going to be going on. So, but anyway, how the camera's sitting here, the reason why I've got it sitting here is because I've got 2 more projectors. So I'm going to take one of them and have it where the screen is here. I'll put the screen here, and then I got to figure out, because the door to the room is over here. So I got to figure out where I'm going to put the projector in order to, I mean, I might move all, I mean, I got to put shelves up and all of that crap. So I might move my Godzilla stuff over. I got to figure out how I'm going to do it. But that way I still do the projector. I love projectors. I don't even know the point of people buying TVs anymore, even though I've got an extra one, but I don't feel like trying to mount the damn thing. I might as well just screen and projector on this side, and that way I've got the projector behind me and I can still do the same type of videos that I've always been doing. Now, later, 2 of my friends, they're married, are like major streamers. They've got thousands of followers. So they were already like, hey, dude, whenever you start, but I want to clean up in here because, as I said, it's a mess. It is a freaking mess in here. I mean, look at it. It's all a mess. There's, you know, Kitty. So it's a mess. So I've got a lot of work to do. There's, you know, my pirate boots, and it's a freaking mess. So it's a lot to do in here. Where the hell did you go, you little shit? I don't want to run you over. That is not for you to be hiding in. Come here. Yeah, I see you. Oh, you're so fat. Can you imagine? This little shit was like this big just last year. Just like tiny ass freaking things in my hand. And now she's just so huge. And chunkers. You're chunkers. You know that? Yeah. What? All right. No. Thank you. Sir, move. Thank you. Can't believe it. She was like the size of one of her legs, and now she's just Gigantic. But man, I can't wait once all this stuff, because I'm retired. So being retired, because the guys were like, well, what do you plan on doing? I was like, well, eventually I plan on traveling. Eventually. I've got like stuff in mind for car shows. I went and met with a friend of a friend who's already in a major car club that's out here. And this guy himself, his shop, his cars win a lot. So the car club goes there. And so I went out, met with him today, and we brainstormed. I'm going to do the Joker, but the Mark Hamill Batman the Animated Series Joker. But even though that series was very dark, I want it to be darker, like more like not Killing Joke violent or dark, but still kind of rated R, and he understood what I meant. So, and the fact that he knows, so he was like, yeah, nobody else is going to have this, the way you're doing this, the paint scheme, which I just told him what I wanted. And I draw, and I draw, and I'm an artist as far as music, and everything. So when it comes to meeting another fellow artist, I'm not going to step on their style. I'm going to tell them what my visions are, and then I'm just going to leave it up to their, what I want, and then I'm going to leave it up to them as far as the design. And man, I love the shit that was coming out of his head, man. So I can't wait. I've got so many things, that I've got planned, traveling nationally, internationally. Once everything fully settles down and everything, I plan on, it's going to be badass. I cannot wait to get all this stuff set and straight and everything to where I can really fully enjoy my retirement and be retired. It's funny because me and the guys were talking about this. We've got other friends that have no idea what the word retirement is. They're still, oh, I gotta work. And it's like, dude, you're retired now. Let it go. And especially people I've known who have been bitching the whole time about working. Now they are retired and they want to go back to work or have gone back to work. It is like, oh, this is different now. Now I'm working more because I want to work. Okay, I will give you that. That is different. But at the same time, it's like retirement. There's hobbies, obviously. There are hobbies, but hobby is different than work. So, yeah, I truly cannot wait until all of this stuff is done. Oh, man. The only reason why this wasn't spread out the way it's supposed to be is because, I had the curtain open, for airflow. But that was a gift. Love that. I do support Blue Lives because I got a lot of family and friends that are cops. Good ones, mind you. They're not these corrupt pieces of shit. I have filed so many complaints with Internal Affairs. I had a friend that worked Internal Affairs here, cops back home who have been suspended, fired, cops here who have been suspended. I'm not a fan of bad policing. Y'all know that from my videos. I cannot stand bad cops or corrupt cops, but I'm not going to sit here and be like all cops, all of them need retraining, all of them. Well, if that's the case, well, damn, when I go to McDonald's and I order my sandwich the way I'm fucking ordering it and you fuck up, should I be able to complain about you being fired? I mean, you could be having a bad day. Now, mind you, it's a little different because, you know, the whole thing with cops are carrying a gun. So it's obviously a lot different. Gun, taser, you know, all that. So yeah, it is a lot different. I get that. But at the same time, again, you're going to lump them all into one category. That really makes no sense. Like with the State Department getting involved in Minnesota right now, if I were one of those other cops, they may have to fire me because I'd be coming out going, no, fuck you guys. I'm not one of those cops. Yeah, those guys fucked up. That ain't me. That's the same way as when I was in the Army and how the Brotherhood, you know, one guy screwed up and all of us got to get pushed because of unity. That happened one too many times, and I ended up losing it. I ended up losing it to the fucking drill sergeants because I was like, I understand the whole brotherhood and unity and sisterhood because it was co-ed and shit. You know, I understand that. But I got a wife and a kid, you know, and here I am. I was born military, raised military, was married to military, and then was in the military. So I know military bearing, and I was always squared away. So to always, for me to be part of the group getting pushed and everything else, I was furious. It's like, why? I understand. I was like, I do. I understand because I was in their office and it was like permission to speak freely and all that. So it's like, I understand. I understand, sergeants, that this is the way it is. But I'm getting sick and tired. It's like me and another female. We were the two oldest people there in our platoon. Everyone else was like, you know, right out of high school and shit. And here we are having to babysit these fucking kids. The other female, she had kids too. She was married. It was something we felt that we wanted to do for us as well as our families. And here, as I said, we're getting pushed because she agreed with me. She didn't go, I didn't let her know I was going to do that. But she found out afterwards that she was like, if I had known you were going to do that, I'd have fucking gone with you. Because she was like, that's bullshit. We're adults. We're not out of high school, wet behind the ears fucking kids. We're adults, married with children. And we're having to put up with fucking children here. So yeah, we were fucking pissed. Having to deal with dumbasses that, you know, it's like, why'd you even join the military? Did you watch any like Stripes, Full Metal Jacket? Did you watch any movies? Do any research before you fucking signed on the dotted line? You just showed up here and thought it was like college and shit? Oh my God. Just, I've been one of those people that I call out bullshit. So if I were one of those cops in Minnesota and this shit was going down, like right now, as I said, with the State Department's going to do a full investigation, I'd be like, y'all need to fire my ass because I'm not getting involved in any of this bullshit. I'm a damn good, I'd be like, I'm a damn good cop. The brotherhood doesn't mean, in the end, I got a house to pay, house note. I got a car note. I got a wife. I got a kid or kids. I'm taking care of me. The brotherhood, sisterhood, yes, when the shit hits the fan, I got your back. Like if it's a shootout with the gangs and all that, I got your back. But this bullshit, I wasn't there. I'm not part of that fucking shit. Don't come talking to me. Don't be trying to investigate and look at my records and shit. It's like I've never had a complaint, or if I did have any complaints put against me, they were for bullshit or what, you know, I'm sorry, I'd be defending myself. I don't understand. I mean, we have Congress and, you know, the House and the Senate that fuck up. Maxine Waters is a fucking piece of shit fuck up. Should we say all of them are bad? We know that a lot of them are bad. We know a lot of them are corrupt. But can we say all of them are bad? No, we can't do that. That's just dumb. Oh my God, hey, that entire neighborhood in Compton, you know, is bad. Would that be wrong to say? Yeah, it would, because I'm pretty sure there's good people that just happen to live there. Just, it's fucking stupid. This, I'm not trying to give my opinion on this. As I said, I really wanted to keep this towards just this office thing, but that just popped in my head right now with the whole, I I don't think he should have been found guilty like that. I really don't. He was an idiot. Yes, he was a fucking idiot. But even I've sat on fucking when I've worked security, I've even sat on perps. Only, well, we're talking about after, like, well, we see, tried to run, had him in handcuffs, fucker tried to run. Obviously, I pulled a Johnny and I swept the leg. And, you know, dude, you got your hands handcuffed behind your back. Why the fuck are you running? You're off balance. You kind of need your arms to help you balance. All I got to do is just fucking bloop, you know, and you're going to go, you know. And yeah, I've done it to fucking perps. You know, it's like, why are you breaking the law? Why are you stealing? You know, it just fucking stupid. I've had to do that twice to dumbasses. You know, one I ended up tying. I was working. I wasn't even security. I was one of the dairy managers for this store, but obviously still working security too. But yeah, the guy who was working security needed help. He was like trying to like fisticuff the guy, and as I said, I've been in the martial arts since I was 5. So I literally just went up to the guy when he swang. I was like, okay, fine, Aikido, take you down. Got his hand, but behind his back with the one, was already sitting on him, putting pressure on his shoulder blade. So he let that arm go, and he wouldn't give me the other arm. I already had the one bent up. He wouldn't give me the other arm. There's a really nice pressure point in your shoulder blade. So all I did was just leopard punch that shoulder, that pressure point, loosened his arm up, grabbed the left arm, and handcuffed him. The guy who was working security, who was a big black guy, was like, how the fuck did you do that? I was like, martial arts since I was 5. It's like, you're telling me you're working security, but you don't know how to do shit. But yeah, I ended up taking the dude to the back and tying him to one of our food carts, for when the truck comes in with the bailing wire. So his ass wasn't going anywhere. The cops laughed when they saw that shit. And I was like, well, the motherfucker, tried to assault me. And I say tried because I wasn't exactly going to let him hit me. Second guy was helping out. My boy was working security at one of the clubs that we used to go to at the time. And yeah, it was 2 guys. One assaulted one of our female friends. She slapped his ass and was like, okay, time to leave, but they refused to leave. So one took a swing So now it's assault and everything. And so now we got to arrest your ass. We got to take you into custody till the cops get here. So one, as I said, I had one in handcuffs. I had him sitting on the curb. He gets up to run. And I'm very fast. So I catch up to the little shit, swept the leg. He goes scraping across the sidewalk, dumbass, drag his ass back, and just like literally sat on his ass. He was like, no, I'm fine. I won't run again. I can't breathe. So I was like, dude, I'm not really even sitting on you. I've got like literally all the pressure on my knees. I'm just keeping like lightweight on you so you can't get up again. Well, I promise I won't get up. Motherfucker, you've already lost my trust because you ran the first time. So I'm one of those people, and I've argued with my friends about this because I've been there. I've had cops, racist fucking cops, put their guns to my head, threatening to kill me and shit until they found out who I was because of who my mom was and who my mom worked for, who our family lawyer was. That's when they were like, oh shit, let him go. I had at least, and I will admit, I had that advantage of who my mother worked for and our family lawyer. So I had that fear to keep the cops in order. Most people don't have that. I will give you that. But I got into an argument with somebody online just recently who was like, oh, you're one of those. Like, basically he was trying to call me an Uncle Tom. And I'm going, because I'm a law-abiding citizen, that makes me an Uncle Tom. Because I was like, dude, you don't know me. I've been stupid in my youth. I've been dumb in my youth. But every single time I got caught, and part of this was fearing my mom. Part of this was straight up fearing my mom. Whenever I got caught, it was like, all right, I got caught. All right. I wasn't going to fight. It was just, all right, I'm done. I got caught. You know, I never resisted because not only was I not going to tempt these officers, especially if I didn't know which ones they were at the time, as far as being like the racist ones who wouldn't mind beating up a fucking little Negro boy at the time. That was one of the things. But I tell you right now, my mother would have whipped my ass way worse than the cops did. So that was another reason why I wasn't about to do something. I did stupid shit. Either I never got caught, or if I did get caught, it was like, all right, you got me. I wasn't about to resist. Every one of these goddamn stories has to do with these motherfuckers fucking resisting when they were doing something wrong. And I'm sick and tired of like somehow there's an excuse because of slavery. We none of us were slaves, bitch. That was our ancestors over 200 years ago. Why are you using that as I was stealing this, I was carjacking because of slavery. I was breaking and entering because of slavery. I was doing armed robbery because of slavery. I'm tired of the fucking excuses. I'm sick of this shit. I told the guy straight out. He was like, well, no, I've never committed any crimes, which is bullshit. We were all young. We were all stupid, you know. But he was trying to defend the stupid, like, oh, the cops are always, the cops are always at fault. So the cop put this criminal, the cop put them there. The cop gave George Floyd the bad checks. The cop gave this 13-year-old the gun that they were shooting at fucking traffic and shit. The cop, so the cop did all this. And he didn't even answer. He was just, you're just trying to, he just did the whole, like, dude, you're talking to a black person who's literally lived that life. So don't try to, I'm not white. And I've got white friends who have also been in gangs, white friends who have lived in trailer parks, white friends who have lived in the ghetto. So you can't sit here and say there's a color associated with it. Hello, I'm in fucking El Paso, and Segundo Barrio is one of the toughest fucking gang neighborhoods, period. Hello, it's close to goddamn Juarez, Mexico. I will put fucking Segundo Barrio and Devil's Triangle in the Northeast on the same parallel line as fucking Compton and any of these goddamn neighborhoods. But guess what? It's mostly Mexicans. So is there a fucking color associated to gangs? Oh my God. I have no tolerance for stupidity. None. Not when I was young, and definitely not at the age I am now. I'm beyond done with you dumbass fucking kids, with you stupid, black people, Negroes who want excuses for every damn thing. I've been there. I've been in those neighborhoods, downtown Norfolk, Portsmouth. I've been in those violent fucking neighborhoods, Oceanair, Merrimack Landing. I've been there. I was in gangs. But again, if I got caught, I got caught. That was it. I wasn't about to excuse my actions and claim slavery or my dad beat me, so therefore this is why I was doing armed robbery. No, I got caught. It was my shit to own. But no, somehow or another, you dumbass fucking people now want to blame. And I don't really see it. I don't see any white people doing it. I don't see any Mexicans doing it. I don't see any Puerto Ricans doing it. I don't see any Cubans. I don't see any Native Americans, because there are gangs within Native American. Hello? I don't see any other race doing this shit except black people. Like black people were the only ones who had fucking strife. Really? Hello? The railroad? You know, a lot of Chinese helped build that. Chinese racism. Hello? I'm going to speak on it. Most of the fucking racism and shit that's happening to the Asians. Funny how nobody else wants to talk about it, but I will. It's black people doing it. Funny how everybody's dodging it, especially fucking Democratic run evil ass fucking CNN and everybody else in the media. It's black people that are doing it, but you're hiding it. I'm really waiting. I'm waiting for the other minority races to stand up and say, motherfuckers, we're done. I'm waiting on that shit. Yeah, you turn back around, you little shit. My other one. I'm waiting for the other races to stand up and say, motherfuckers, you're not the only ones here. As a matter of fact, when I was in junior high, that happened. It was this whole race war that the black people started. Race war between the blacks and the whites. And the Latinos and the Asians, Filipino, Japanese, Korean, everyone else of the other minority groups literally are standing around as the shit's going down, standing there. Did these motherfuckers forget we exist? So it's only black and white, right? It's only black and white. And I'm like, hey, don't get mad at the white people. The white people didn't start the shit. It was the black people who started it. So sure enough, like you had it was a group of Puerto Ricans and a group of Filipinos that literally were looking at the black people going, so why don't you fight us? Like together, we're like, why don't you fuckers fight us? And the blacks were like, well, we don't have a problem with you. Why not? Why do you have a problem with them? What did they fucking do to you? And all of a sudden the blacks were like, well, shit, how do we deal with this? And it's like, well, this ain't got nothing to do with you. And one of my Asian friends was like, did that motherfucker just get hard with me all of a sudden? Nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, fucked with the Asian gangs. No one did. So when the black guy kind of got hard with him, he was like, excuse me? Well, no, what I mean is, it's just the whole racial thing between blacks and whites. And again, my Filipino friend was like, okay, but what if we got beef with you? And the black guy literally had nothing to say of the one who was leading the group of blacks and walked off. I'm waiting for that shit to happen on a national scale. I'm waiting for the Asians and everybody else to unify, especially with blacks attacking Asians. I'm like, but you notice who they're doing it to? They're doing it to people who can't defend themselves. Let me tell you something right now. Asian people are not people to be fucked with. They are not. They will fuck you up. So I'm waiting for the day when they rise up and the Asians start whipping black people's asses. That's going to be an interesting time because I guarantee you, if it's not already happening as it is, if you think about it, because would CNN cover it? Would any of the news agencies cover this? No, because it would be two minorities duking it out. They would be doing everything they could to cover it up. Because oh my God, we can't let it out that, minorities are fighting each other. Just like how they're covering it up, that the majority of this violence and racism against Asians is black people. They're covering that up. So if I'm waiting for shit to hit the fan. I'm waiting for that shit of when it hits the fan and that's it. Where the Asians and the Latinos, this is El Paso. Obviously, it's mostly Latino. The black community that is here, which is a pretty small community, there have been times over in Devil's Triangle and over in fucking Northeast where the blacks have tried to get a little too big for their britches, kind of say. It's like, motherfuckers, you do realize they got family and cousins. Like, they got way more backup than you do right across the border. It's like, are y'all stupid? They won't just kill you here. They could disable you here and take you over there, and nobody will ever find you. It's Juarez, one of the most violent cities in the entire world. I'm waiting because I'm gonna sit back with popcorn watching this shit. When the blacks, I'm telling you, because they're getting a little with the way that black people are being right now, burning cities and shit. There was a group who tried Antifa who came here to El Paso trying to start shit. The Latinos, this was happening downtown El Paso. The Latinos were like, "Hey, who the fuck are you?" And let me tell you something about El Paso. Pretty much everybody knows everybody here, whether it's through a cousin or like my ex-wife's family. Basically, everybody knows everybody here, whether it's through marriage or whatever. Everyone knows everyone here. So when the guy was like questioning these Antifa guys of, "Hey, who the fuck are you?" started questioning everyone else. "Hey, does anybody know who these fucking people are?" And I think it was like 30 of them or something. And it was like, "Does anybody know who the fuck these people are?" So everybody's like, "No, we don't know who the fuck they are." "Hey, we don't fucking, this is El Paso. We don't do that shit here. You need to go." And they left. This may be a Democratic city, but it is very conservative for a Democratic city. Mexicans don't put up with that shit. El Paso is a beautiful city, and it's getting more and more beautiful every day. Let fucking BLM try their shit here and see what the fuck happens. As I said, I'm going to sit back because I've seen it. I have seen where the blacks have tried to push their weight around. And the Latinos are like, "You know what? This is right there, bitch. Do you want to disappear?" And the blacks immediately are like, "Okay, time to go." I'm telling you, man, I'm waiting for the other races who are going to be sick into, because Minneapolis and everything else, you notice, again, these are their own neighborhoods they're burning. Their own neighborhoods. Try doing that, like move outside of Minneapolis more towards the country. See what the fuck happens to you. Move to where it's more, I remember during the LA riots, I wish I had videotaped that interview. It was fucking bad. It was either 2020 or somebody, but it was a major news group. And this was back when the LA riots were going on. They were interviewing a group of Mexicans who were having a barbecue. And shit was burning. They showed, like, panning the camera. They showed everything burning, like, down the street. Everything burning. But across this side of the street, nothing was touched. The reporter asked, are y'all worried about them coming this way? And the fucking cholo was like, "No, those motherfuckers know better than to come this way." I'm telling you, this shit is gonna piss off the other minorities. You're going after the white people right now. And even then, it's in the cities. Try going more into like the rural areas and try that shit, BLM, and see what happens to you. Try going into the country, see what happens to you. Try going to any of the other minority areas, see what happens to you. You're only burning your own shit. Your stores, Target, and everything else, and none of that shit is going to come back. Nobody's going to rebuild. And then you're going to whine and cry about, why don't we have local stores? Why don't we? Because you burned it, motherfucker. And give me a break about this bullshit of, oh, because of George Floyd. I don't even like most of my own fucking family. You think I give a fuck about some Negro I don't even fucking know? And this is not a racial thing. This has to do with the fact I don't know this dude, and he was a dumbass. He never should have fucking resisted. He knew he fucked up, and he should have just submitted. Everybody's, "Oh, so you would just give it to the police." If I was caught doing something wrong, yeah. And even if I wasn't doing anything wrong, I'm still not going to resist. I'm going to handle it later. I was falsely arrested. I was working for the government, had fucking top secret security passes and everything. Got falsely arrested. And I was like, I'm not going to resist. Not going to resist. I'm going to let that motherfucker know he fucked up afterwards, though. Sure enough, I got processed Never actually got locked up. You know why? Because I knew the sheriffs. I knew everybody at the jail. As I said, everybody knows everybody in this town. And the fact that I was working for the government, I've been to that jail repairing their computers. The cops went pale when they realized, oh shit, the sheriffs fucking know him. Because the sheriffs were like, hey, what are you doing here? Is this like a joke? And I was like, no, they actually arrested me. For what? I mean, the sheriffs were getting pissed. The cops were like, the look on their face was like, I think we made a mistake, kind of shit. But because I was already brought in, I had to be processed, which I'm like, my fingerprints are going to be in the system because I have an FBI file because I have a top secret clearance. Whatever. Oh, yeah, but that cop got suspended, and I ran into him a few months after that. And I was like, motherfucker, I know you. You want to try this a second time? I said, because I know your ass will get fired this time, and I'll sue you civilly. The cop looked at me and was like, oh, shit. Told his partner, like, we need to go. We need to go. His partner was like, why? What's going on? He goes, no, I'll explain later. We need to go. So I'm telling you, unless you are doing wrong, and the times I've done wrong, I've just been like, all right, you got me. I'm not going to resist. I'm not going to do stupid shit. But all these goddamn stories that are coming out, it's because y'all were resisting. Not one of these stories have I seen has been literally the cop just gunning the person down. It's because you were resisting. You were fighting. You looked like you had a weapon. Seriously, just get on the ground. That's it. Just get on the ground. Let them handcuff you, put you in the back of the goddamn car. I am extremely claustrophobic. Extremely. I'm talking about as far as tight spaces, being handcuffed, all of that shit. And it's in my military medical file. But I took deep breaths. So I understood, or at least I don't know this whole George Floyd guy. I didn't know him. So he could have been lying. Could have been. But my whole thing is, but obviously we already know he was high on shit. We know he was fucking high. We know he was. So more than likely his shit was impaired. But I've seen it personally, whether I've worked security or my friends have worked security, I've seen it firsthand where people have superhuman strength when they're fucking fucked up on shit. These cops have their own lives and their own families. They don't need to put their lives in jeopardy because of a dumbass who's all fucking drugged up and shit. I love how I've seen people literally shrug, especially when they're drugged up, shrug off tasers, shrug off multiple cops throwing them around, shrug off the fucking pepper spray and shit. So seriously, I've seen it happen. And y'all know damn well the shit is real. You know it is. But y'all want to play these fucking racial fucking bullshit games. How about I don't do any drugs other than the fucking shit that the military gives me. No choice on that. It's part of my shit. Gotta fucking take it because they fucking test you for the shit. But I don't do any illegal drugs. Pretty much never have. I think I smoked pot 4 times in my life. I think I took one pill, 357, a pill of speed once. That was it. That's ever as far as doing any drugs because I saw no sense in it. And I don't want to see anybody give me an attitude. Now, I know that marijuana actually does help for a ton of things. So I'm not even going to talk about that. I'll leave marijuana off the list. But every other goddamn drug, fuck y'all. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You shouldn't be doing the shit. I don't give a shit what fucking excuses or my life is hard. You fuck. No, I've been there. I've lost everything. Everything. And I wanted to die. I wanted to give up. But my fucking battle buddies, my brothers came to my aid. My close friend who lives with me, another room, came to my aid, saved my life. If your gang, your brothers really were there for you, why? I'm just understanding. Why can't y'all be there for each other to help each other get through a trade, school, whatever? How is it? Oh, this is my family. Your family for selling drugs, your family for robbery, your family for that's your family? I was listening to the song Colors multiple times. I grew up with that song. Love that song. Still love that song. But as an adult now, I look back at that song, listening to the lyrics. I've had it on repeat like 10 times. And I'm sitting here listening to it and just going, none of this fucking shit makes any sense anymore. None of it. This is your family. Death is my sect. Guess my religion. Being a gangbanger, committing crime. That's your life. That's what you want to do with your life. It's fucking stupid. It's absolutely stupid. I have no sympathy. No sympathy whatsoever for any of that shit anymore.
Yo, let's do this.
Great song. I love Ice-T, but that song, as I said, as an adult now, looking back, really makes no fucking sense. Get a goddamn job. Get a fucking job. Get a trade. They need to bring back fucking vocational tech. Whatever happened to that? It's funny how gang violence and shit went up the more shit they took out of the schools. I'm not a Christian. I'm pagan. But they took prayer out of schools. Shit went up. They took Votech out of schools. Shit went up. They took shop out of schools. Shit, crime went up. The more they took for people to be more independent and prideful in themselves, the more they took that shit out, the more crime went up. And who are the ones who mostly took that shit out? Democrats. What do y'all not realizing? Think about it for you gangbangers. Think about it. They're doing this. They're using you. Do you want to get used? Are you a punk bitch? These motherfuckers are using you. They're setting this shit up to take you. They're using you to overthrow shit. But you got to understand, the day that comes, should they take full power, what do you think is going to happen to you? Seriously, what happens when they no longer need the troops? When they no longer need the peons that they were using to overthrow shit? What happens to those people? You know what? They're usually wiped out. When we no longer need you because we're now in power and we no longer need you, what do you think is going to happen to you? Do you really want to give them the power, the credit? I mean, seriously, you guys are not stupid. A lot of the gang members I knew growing up were not dumb people. They were very intelligent people. You're being used. BLM, all this other shit that's going on. You're being used. Who do you think has all the money? Sure as hell ain't the black people. Romeo Must Die? Who do you think has all the money? George Soros. Those motherfuckers are the ones with the billions, trillions of dollars, because I'm pretty sure a lot of it isn't claimed. Really? You think most of their money is where the IRS knows how much money they really have? No. Y'all are fucking stupid. Y'all are being fucking used, and you're doing their dirty work for them. But, oh, I know. Fucking rappers, gangbangers, all that shit. Fucking Snoop Dogg, former fucking pimp and drug dealer, is like he's fucking Martha Stewart now. You're tearing down people who actually have. Ben Carson, one of the most fucking foremost brain surgeons in the entire world. That's not good enough for black people. No. Snoop Dogg is. LeBron James is. Those are our role models. Not the guy that is literally one of the most intelligent people on the fucking planet. Brain surgeon. Leader of his field. No. He's not idolized. No, criminals are. This, as all my videos go, this video's gone on too long. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I don't give a fuck who I piss off. If I'm pissing you off by telling, because there's not a goddamn thing you could come on my, I don't say anything that can be disputed unless you're just a complete dumbass or you want to, or you're a troll. You're a complete dumbass or you're a troll, you know, or you think you can outsmart me. That ain't happening. I was intelligence in the military for the short stint that I was in, but do you know how hard it is even to get into intelligence? Do you have any idea how hard it is? Like really fucking hard. So if you think you motherfuckers think you're going to outsmart me, it ain't going to happen. I grew up street, but I still have a brain. So you want to try the whole street shit? I know how to talk too. I may talk like Carlton or whatever, but motherfucker, I was born and raised military. I was military, and I'm also a former gangbanger. So just because I talk this way, don't mean, I'll tell you, my friends know when I'm pissed. They absolutely know when I'm pissed because my street fucking accent, everything fucking comes out at that point. Everything of who I really am comes out. This, I can't say it's a disguise because it still is really me. The way I talk is the way I talk. And I've had many dumbasses like, oh, he talks fancy or he talks white, so he's a pushover. I love when people mistake that shit because that's fucking hilarious. Because once I've whipped their ass, they're like, well, you didn't sound or look like you could handle yourself, like you could fight. You ever heard the saying, don't judge a book by its cover? Man, I love being the way that I am. I love people underestimating me until like one of my blades or my gun comes out or something. Or as I said, I don't play. I'm at the age, even when I was younger, I didn't want to get hurt. I didn't want to go to a hospital. So if you're going to push me to fight, especially now at this age, I'm not going to play with you. I'm not going to play. I'm just going to fuck you up. But my neighborhood, again, this is El Paso. This is straight up Latino territory. You want to play this game, BLM, Antifa, or anybody else that wants to try doxing me? Please come to El Paso. Please come to El Paso, especially my neighborhood where everybody here is armed. It'll be Custer's last stand. You're going to be surrounded by people. Everybody here, we're all adults, but everybody here is a former gangbanger, like everybody. But we're all adults because that was a life we led when we were younger, but we're still who we are. Try doxing me and come to my neighborhood and play in that shit. It ain't going to be fun for you. Guarantee you. Peace out, y'all.